Hi, this video is about hardware 3 owners and when they'll get their FSD, or when I predict they'll get their FSD. I've got a hardware 4 Highland and I've had FSD for 6 weeks now. I got it on the 18th of September. It's really fantastic. It's just incredible. I can't overstate how incredible that is, and I'm looking forward to when hardware 3 owners can get their version. The issue at the moment is there's the haves and the have-nots, and the hardware 3 who bought their FSD a few years ago are still waiting. So this is a prediction as to, this is my prediction, as to when I believe the hardware 3 owners will get their FSD. Now, I don't know if you remember, but I did a video back in mid-July where I predicted that the rollout, everybody at the time was predicting that the rollout for FSD was going to be the 31st of July at 12 a.m. And I, on my video, said that's not going to be the case. It's going to be the 3rd week in September. Just have a look at the video, just shows. Give me some credibility. I'm not going to string this out. I'll do an executive summary first. And the executive summary is that we won't be getting FSD rollout on the 28th of July at 12 a.m. as some of the predictions have been, unfortunately. What I believe is going to be the 2nd or 3rd week in September is when we'll actually get it rolled out, but it will be restricted to hardware 4 vehicles. Okay, so I believe that the 3rd week in November, the early adopters, such as Telsa on the Gong, will get a beta release of version 12, and that 4 weeks later, around the 21st of December, the rollout will be to all hardware 3 owners who have paid for FSD. Now, where do I get this information from? So let's look at them one by one. The first reason is financial. It's estimated that there are 10,000 hardware 3 owners with fully paid up FSD. Now, if that's the case, Telsa has received over $100 million for FSD. Now, after they paid the GST, there's about $90 million. I mean, these are just estimates, but bear with me. So $90 million. Now, that $90 million does not go to their profit, not immediately anyway. It goes to a liability account on the balance sheet called deferred revenue. And that deferred revenue sits there until such time as Telsa deliver the promised functionality. That means until such time as Telsa deliver FSD to hardware 3 owners. Now, when they do deliver the promised functionality to hardware 3 owners, they still don't get the full amount. Part of it goes straight to the bottom line, but also part of it's put aside for future relationship management, maintenance, and all the other things that need to happen, because there's an ongoing relationship with the owner who's just bought it, because they bought it for life, or the life of the car. So it's estimated that, and Telsa haven't revealed exactly, but I believe it's around about the 60%, 65% of that deferred revenue will go straight to the bottom line when Telsa release the functionality of FSD to hardware 3 owners. It's estimated that Telsa make about 15% gross on every car they sell. So on a $75,000 car, 15% of that is about 15% of that, $11,250. So how many cars does Telsa have to sell to make $60 million? So they get this bottom line for this quarter of 60 mil. So how many cars would they have to sell for that? It would be about 4,800 cars. So by releasing FSD to Hardware 3 owners, the bottom line is increased by the equivalent of selling 4,800 vehicles. That's a hell of an incentive for Tesla to release it. So why didn't they release it on the 1st of October? That's still this quarter. Well, it doesn't matter when they release it within the quarter, as long as they release it within the quarter. So I believe that they've been shadowing Hardware 3 cars with version 12 FSD for some time. And we'll go into what that means in a minute, but basically they've been testing version 12 on Hardware 3 cars while you drive it. That's provided you've turned on data sharing. Yeah, so you know, I put that at number one because I think that's a hell of an incentive. 4,800 cars straight to the bottom line. And obviously Tesla's, got to make a profit. So the second reason, and this can't be underestimated, is it gives Tesla a huge data flywheel. So what's a data flywheel? Well, it's basically a feedback loop. So the Tesla used to train FSD, or train AI if you prefer. So they're driving along, there's an intervention, they label that intervention, they learn by that intervention, and then they're back to driving. So it's driving, intervention, label, learn, drive, intervention, label, learn. It goes around. So the more cars they've got doing that, the quicker they're going to learn. Now, they've got vehicles in the UK that are right-hand drive, and Hong Kong there's a lot of places where there's right-hand driving. So it's in Tesla's interest to get as much data as they can, real data, in environments just like Australia. So the big challenge to Tesla is coming up in the middle of next year when they're going to be releasing version 14 Lite. So this data flywheel is going to be very crucial to them getting the version 14 Lite out quickly. So the third reason is the competitive and narrative upside. So in Australia, there's a growing narrative that China's urban city driving systems are surpassing Tesla's. Now, I don't think that's true, but that's the narrative. Now, if Tesla were to light up version 12 to Hardware 3 owners, there'll be a huge base of feedback of how great FSD is for version 12. And it generates credible footage and video, YouTube videos of people using FSD 12, which, by the way, is pretty good. In fact, it's very good. I just digress for a moment. If you've looked at any of the videos on YouTube in the States on version 12, you'll see that it really is quite good. So there's a YouTuber that I follow called Canada FSD. He specialises on FSD software videos. He's got I think it's a Highland Model 3 with version, we've now got version 14, but he did have 13.2.9. And for 2 days, about 8 months ago, for 2 days, he got a loaner car from Tesla while they had some issues with his car. So he was stuck with having version 12. And he did a video on how surprised he was at how good FSD 12 was after driving 13. Anyway, I've got that video here, so just quickly have a look at that.
This is really easy stuff to kind of start the drive, but so far, I mean, I spend a lot of time using FSD in Hardware 4. I don't think I notice a difference yet. Early to tell, it's only been 5 minutes of driving. I just thought that I would notice, I thought it'd be substantial, the difference. And honestly, like these decisions that it's making, it's moving over, it's getting across, like it's doing a lot of the right things and it feels super smooth. So
it goes to show, I mean, there is clearly a difference. I mean, clearly 13 is better than 12, but 12 is still damn good. And I think we need to understand that. And just while we're on the Chinese takeover of Tesla, so I agree that there have been a lot of videos in China that show the cars driving, and they seem to drive really well. So here's another video taken 4 years ago of version 10 FSD. You'll probably recognise the beginning of the footage as that used by 60 Minutes to show you that FSD was no good. So he just downloaded it. He's just about to use it. He's in a car park and he's about to take off. And he's not scared like they say in the video. But anyway, and if you watch the video, he's so impressed with version 10 4 years ago, and we all know that was crap. But it was easy to be blown away by even rule-based urban systems, as some of these Chinese are. So anyway, that's just for your entertainment.
Yeah, finally got it on the car. We got editor Jossam here on board, and we're gonna take it for our first spin. I haven't driven it, he hasn't driven it, we haven't seen it at all yet, so it's gonna be, this is our first go around. We'll get better set up in the future, but just kind of wanted to get this out as soon as possible and get some first impressions. Here we go. Ah! Oh, this is very uncomfortable so far. Okay, well, we didn't hit anything, but that was insane. Please change lanes away from the cars. All right, we got more construction coming up here. It's gonna have to get to the right. It's going fast. All right, do it, do it, do it, do it. Yes, nice. All right, we got the stop sign. It's going so fast. Is it gonna stop again? Oh, it didn't stop at that one. I don't know if it was even supposed to. Now we're stopping. I don't know what we're doing here. Caution around the pedestrians, I guess. Okay, getting into the other lane. Still nothing. No interventions, nothing.
Onto North 6th Street.
And that was not easy.
no.
Like, weird changing lanes, construction, pedestrians. Yes, please change lanes away from the cars. All right.
And fourthly, and a lot of people will probably disagree with this one, but fourthly, now that you can buy a car with a subscription, if you like, for under $70,000, it drives itself under your supervision. That's an incredible incentive for people to buy a Tesla. I mean, why would you buy a car that can't drive itself? It'd be like when cruise control came out. Why would you buy a car that didn't have cruise control? I know, some people at the start said, I don't want to use cruise control, but everybody started using cruise control, and everyone's going to start using FSD. So the more happy Tesla owners there are out there driving with their FSD, the better for Tesla. And Tesla's got a lot of competition. They're not just fighting one car, they're fighting a lot of Chinese cars, as you know. And they're fighting political. There's all sorts of issues with it. And they've got superior technology. I can tell you they've got fantastic superior technology. So that's the fourth reason. So just go over again. Financial, data flywheel, competitive advantage or competitive narrative, and more sales. So I mean, you might disagree with me, but we're kind of 3 weeks away from when I say it's going to be released to the early adopters. So we'll know in 3 weeks if I'm talking rubbish or not. and I don't make this video lightly. Okay, so we'll probably have a video in 3 weeks where we can talk about. In fact, I'd like to talk to Tesla and the Gong when he's got it to see what he thinks of it. Okay, that's a wrap.